Houston, Iowa State. Iowa State pulls it out 70-67.
17-4 run over the final, 3.5 minutes at home,
and
to finally win it.
The first half, it was 43-40. The second half, they each scored 27 points. These two teams are legitimately good. Like, these are good teams. These are teams that I would expect to see at the later stages of March into April. That's what you're looking at now.
They are based on the rankings, two of the top 6 teams in the country. Okay.
And last night, the person I want to shout out is Nate Heisey, I believe. I may have gotten his last name wrong.
No, his sister plays for the U.S. Olympic hockey team. She scored yesterday, and then he hit the big shot last night for Iowa State.
Where he got thrown the ball in the corner and put the shot up with... That was one of the fastest releases I've seen on a shot in a while.
Yep.
Where you know you're getting the ball, and you're basically in the middle of your shot waiting for it to come to just immediately chuck it up, nothing but net. And, of course, Iowa State goes on to win this game at the end. Houston played well, but that was a heck of a basketball game.
It was a really good game. I mean, it was a game I was looking forward to. It was not, with all due respect to you, I expected Duke to run Syracuse out,
and they did.
But I thought running them out at home would be 10 to 15 points. They ran them out by 37. So I saw maybe a minute of that game. That was enough. This game I really wanted to watch. For some reason, I didn't want to watch snowboarding.
No.
And it lived up to everything. But the Big 12, they have thrown a lot into basketball. And right now, the SEC, the Big 12, and the Big 10 are the 3 best conferences in the country. And the Big East is sort of there, but not quite. The ACC's fallen down so far.
It's basically just a Duke plus whomever else happens to be good in a given year right now, because UNC's having an okay year, but they're up and down. Clemson's up and down. Louisville, you never know what you're going to get. This year they're up, but they could be down. It has been a very up and down conference, the ACC. And you mentioned the Big 12. And the game I watched the most this weekend was Texas Tech versus Arizona, because I was really intrigued by how this game would play out. Of course, Arizona.
I had no shot at seeing it because I had a game, and then we drove back to Seattle after the game to catch a red eye.
And Arizona had lost their last game at Kansas at Fog Allen by 4, 82-78. They then take on Texas Tech. They had a 4-game stretch where it's Kansas, Texas Tech, BYU, Houston. 4 top 25 teams back to back to back, just in a row. And Koa Pete, one of their better players, going to be an NBA draft pick this year. He gets hurt in the first half, sits out the back half of the first half, out for the second half, but play without him. This was just a back and forth game. Texas Tech played really well. JT Toppin and Christian Anderson were the 2 players for them. And Christian Anderson went 6 for 15 from 3, which tells you how the game was, where it was basically him and JT Toppin just trying to win this for their teams. They ended up doing so. And I wanted to, I guess something I've noticed watching the Big 12 teams is just how much more physical they seem to be. You're seeing a JT Toppin is going up against some of the centers for Arizona with Krivas, Tobe Awaka, and it's just it's a brawl. And Houston's the same, where they're they are strong. Tugler.
To be honest with you, it depends on who runs officiating in the conference. The ACC and the SEC, which they do share a lot of officials, just by independent contracts, they share a lot of officials. It's a region,
it's regionally based.
They are more of a wide open, more finesse conference. Don't put up with a lot of physical play. Meanwhile, the Big 10 and the Big 12, and the Big 10's never changed. I mean, the Big 10 has always been, pounded, no autopsy, no foul, and the Big 12 has warped into that as well. It's interesting because Western officiating, the old Pac-10, Pac-12, was very much a finesse officiating conference. Every time I did a game out there, you could see right away the difference in how it was officiated. And I've done a lot of games out there in my career. And you're like, yeah, there's a difference. Mm-hmm. Well, the ACC and the SEC have adopted that. The Big 12 and the Big 10 still believe in post play, still believe in the physicality of the game, while adapting to the rules. Mm-hmm. In other words, the rule now is, hey, block charge. Hey, 90% of them are blocks, right? Which is exactly the where it was 5 years ago, except they kept calling charges.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. Dick and I have talked about this 1,000 times. Mm-hmm. Block charge, 90% of them are blocks, right? Meanwhile, you do a game and all of a sudden, like 50 to 60% of charges. Well, no, that's not the right call. No, but I'm saying they've adapted there. Mm-hmm. As I've already talked about on the show, there is now also a loosening of the traveling rules. Mm-hmm. When they did that 3 years ago, and I swear to God, you try to explain this stuff a million times to people, either on shows or in groups or directly. Mm-hmm. Like you ask yourself sometimes, then something happens like the Mingo play, and they're like, "Oh, it's like I tried to tell you 3 years ago." Mm-hmm. Like, there's some days where, honest to God, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Mm-hmm. No, I'm serious.
No,
There's some days I feel like I'm absolutely wasting my time with people.
I know.
Where I sit back and go, I told you this 3 years ago. I wasn't listening. Well, of course you weren't listening because you're just too busy being opinionated. All right? Just stop it.
I would like to.
Okay?
Yeah.
But they've loosened those rules up. And so now, now you got in the Big 12, they still will promote physicality, especially in the post area. And that's the same thing in the Big 10. They promote physicality in the post area. Thanks for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones. Catch the latest from me on the 7 Mountain Sports YouTube page. Find clips of the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook by searching up 7 Mountain Sports.